What's going on, everybody? It's your boy SetApart Laz, voice of the unheard, or at least for the ones that can't put it in words. And we're back with another episode of Out of This Order podcast. I guess I'm in my home right now in a private setup because I'm waiting for my actual, I guess, man cave or whatever, podcast studio to be set up correctly. And so I've been in a kind of a hurry trying to get everything situated and set up so I can actually start something. So I'm going to just be trying something out for now just to see how everything works, how it sounds, if it comes together, and what we have to work on from now. I don't know, man. I just want to talk about, I guess, what I'm more passionate about. It'll probably be, kind of parenting and I guess, being a husband or, just kind of growing into that character. I don't come from that background. It's not who I am. Normally, naturally raised in uncharacteristic environments. And that's the reason why this podcast name is Out of This Order. So it's basically based on everything that I have learned out of disorder and who I've grown and progressed to be. So, just a little background. Coming from, a household where, the normal story, the father is not available or in and out, and a lot of dysfunction from my mom, and things that's going on, and she's, I guess, trying to learn how to be a mother, and my dad is learning how to be a father, as it were, and a lot of dysfunction and confusion and things of that nature, and so I don't have the references to be the person that I am right now today. So it's nothing but a miracle of God that I was able to kind of grow and develop into who I am today. And I'm just thankful that I get to have this trial and error with my family and my children. They don't know it. I know it may seem like I'm perfect, but I'm far from it. And I just try to run it, based on what the Holy Spirit downloads on the inside of me. So I got to stay rooted and grounded in my belief and my word and my Bible, because other than that, I would be all over the place trying to run a family and trying to get things in order from being out of disorder, So I'm kind of writing a book from my life and my lifestyle, everything that I've learned in history, what made me what I am today, even going through, the hood and the prison and things of that nature, and watching friends, die and going to funerals and all of these situations, and, being in foster care, everything that kind of made me what I am today. And I don't too much regret any of that stuff. Not today. Maybe along the line of me growing up and learning how to be who I am. But as I sit today and, from what my belief is, I could see what all of those trial and errors made me today. So everything that I went through, everything that my life consisted of, even the bad time, everything that piled on me, and it seemed like there was no way out. It seemed like I was in a room with no windows and no doors, and I could see the silver lining in all of it. Trust me, I can see it. Even though things ain't where I wanted to be right now today, I can see the silver lining and everything that I went through. So I love basing my information off of everything that raised me, that grew me, from even going to the penitentiary, even being in the streets in the neighborhood where I grew up, And being involved in some of the activities that I was involved in, it allowed me to grow knowledge and information and wisdom, and allowed me to learn how to be true to myself and stand firm on certain foundations. Other than that, I don't know where would I be. I don't know how I would raise 6 children and have a wife and a house that God blessed me with. I wouldn't be able to do any of these things. So I'm just fortunate that my circumstances didn't take me out. And now that God has, found favor on me enough to have a little bit of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding through trial and error, I hope that I can put something into my children that they don't have to go through what I went through in life, that they won't have to fight the fights that I fought. And they don't have to, bump their heads as many times as I've bumped my head, but that they'll be able to see from my error and be better because of it. They don't have to wait until they're in their 30s to kind of get it together, or, to see that, well, at least, I'm a teenager. I don't have to pay all these bills, or I'm a kid. I don't have to take care of any responsibilities. Let me get it on track. And while me and my wife are still struggling and still going through what we're going through and learning how to be husband and wife, and all of the ups and downs and the bumps in the road. And trust me, it's not it's not an easy thing to deal with. But when you come from where I come from, or where we come from, you learn that, these situations are going to happen, and you learn how to weather the storm. I was just having a conversation with a good friend of mine, and we were talking about, the things that we go through in life and learning how to weather the storm. And you wouldn't be where you are in life if you didn't learn how to weather the storm. And because there's going to be trial and error. The Bible says it. You're going to, in this world, you're going to have trouble, but be of good cheer, because I've overcome the world. I've overcome the world. That's what Jesus said. And so I want to hang on to that, because Lord knows I've had some trouble in my life, and some issues and things of that nature. But I'm thankful again that I'm able to be sitting right here, free, working, taking care of bills and taking care of the kids, and a full 180 from where I used to be. Having a conversation with a guy, a good friend of mine from the neighborhood, and it's almost unbelievable when they look at me and they say, man, you did a full 180. You know what I'm saying? Because on the trajectory that I was headed to was nothing but death and destruction. It wasn't nothing but corruption. It was a whole bunch of, it should have ended in prison and in the grave. That's the only way that it should have ended. But God spared me, and I'm living kind of the cherry on top, not even the cake or the icing, but I'm living the cherry on top of from where I started. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful to God for that, and that I'm able to move in different kind of sections of my life and be thankful because of it. So yeah, parenting and being a father is, what I have found pride in. I'm kind of proud of, being a leader, working, taking care of my family, and having that as the forefront of what I'm trying to do in my life. And that's what gets me up in the morning, and that's what, helps me to be strong in a day-to-day life that I'm living. So, yep, I just want to come on and start from here. I know I'm basically rambling, but this is just kind of the start of where I want to go and what we're doing with Out of Disorder podcast, because I know it's a lot of guys that come from exactly where I come from. And so hopefully I could be a trailblazer for somebody, some young guy or some guy my age, maybe going through something in life and don't see like it's a way out. And I want to give you a little bit of hope and encouragement that there's definitely a way out. There's definitely a way of escape. And the Bible tells us he was not going to put more on us that we don't have a way out. He's going to give us a way of escape. And so we want to make sure that we can find that way of escape. But sometimes in life, we don't see those kinds of people. And so we kind of go down the route of what we see. Maybe if we saw doctors or lawyers or businessmen growing up, maybe we will become doctors and lawyers. It would be a second thing, a second nature language that we would speak if a lot of people around us spoke doctor and lawyer. But unfortunately, a lot of people spoke death and destruction and corruption around us. So that's what we became. So what we want to do is shift the narrative where people could see something different, hear something different, be involved in something different, and allow people to know that there is a different way for you to go, the correct way, the right way. And so out of disorder was birthed from that. I want to, inspire, encourage, and kind of tell my story, or, be involved in other people's stories and see what made them who they are today. What made you become the person that you are today? What made you make the decisions that you made today? And we will see, what disorder people came from and what people are growing to and the standards that they're setting for themselves. Because a lot of times we don't set the standards for ourselves. We don't see what we want in life. And so we don't become anything because we haven't drew a picture of it. When I was I had the opportunity to go out and adventure in life at a very young age because I went in a Job Corps. And this is a place where no parents are. I mean, no kind of strict responsibility other than what the RAs and the people there on campus was kind of telling us. But at night, we were kind of doing our own thing. And so we had to carve out either we're going to be successful, or you were just going to be you're just going to go through the fray, go through the hustle and bustle. And I wanted to make a decision that, I want to draw up something for my life. I wanted to become something. Of course, they get you in, programs and things for your future. They set you up with a career that you can train in. And I chose electrical. And I just did that because I believe my father was in electrical. He's an electrician. And so I went through that. But when I saw that I could set a goal and accomplish it is when at Job Corps, they had this dormitory and it was like an honor dorm. And in order to be in the honor dorm, you have to reach certain standards while you're here on Job Corps on the campus. And so if you didn't reach these certain particular standards that they set, you couldn't enter into the honor dorm, excuse me. And so I'm thinking to myself, I want to be in that honor dorm, but I know it's a certain particular things that I got to do in order to be in the honor dorm. I can't deter from it. And so once I found out exactly what I needed to do to be into the honor dorm, I started to set myself up to make a plan to go and be in the honor dorm. Now, you had to have a certain GPA. You had to have a job. You had to live a certain standard. I mean, it was different things. And I told my cousin who was there with me, I'm like, man, I'm going to be in the honor dorm. He like, how you going to do that? Because we was kind of living in the hood. I mean, our dormitory was the hood. And then up front, it was the honor dorm. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm just going to do it. Whatever I got to do, I'm going to do it. And so I began to set out on a mission to do everything that they said we needed to do, which was the standard to be into the honor dorm. And a couple of weeks later, I was in that honor dorm because I set my mind to it. And I'm 17 at the time. I don't know. But only thing I have ever set my mind to, like kind of that way, was kind of the street life. And so that's the only goal that I had in my mind. But now when I saw that there was an opportunity for me to go to this honor dorm and whatever I needed to do, I did it. Once I saw that I could do it, I believed in my mind that anything I put my mind to, I would be able to do from that day forward. But it took for me to be 17 years old because I have a street mentality, street ways about myself. What would have happened if I would have did things a little bit earlier? And then I still went back to the streets and I still went to prison and everything else after that. But I realized in my mind that nothing was impossible for me to do. And so what I said all that to say this, I want young people and people, my age and people that think that it's over for them to realize that it's only what you choose to do right now. What you get a picture in your mind and you set your foot forward, that's the only thing that'll be done. You can get it done right now, or you can wait till life hits you and bulldoze you over and tell you who you are and then try to recover from it. Or you can shake it off right now and get everything done that you need to get done. All right. That's all I want to say. I'm going to, try to listen over this, and I'm going to go over this again, and we'll see where we can go to on the next stop. Again, this is your boy SetApart Laz with Out of Disorder podcast, signing off. Appreciate you.